Name's Geela, but I also respond to Gela. Welcome back and Merry Christmas! I bring you a speed paint, one in which I focus on lights and, well, Christmas. I wanted to do something simple because I felt like drawing a whole tree was going to be difficult. So I just did some sort of wreath looking thing, if that's how you pronounce it. Some ornaments, a star, and a bow. All things very typical of Christmas. But like, goodness gracious, I was struggling so much with this drawing. Not because it was super hard or anything, but because I was super distracted. Oh, and before I continue, I want to say that yes, once again, I am holding the mic because I don't know where my stand is still and I didn't try looking for it again. So if there are some audio cuts or like sparks or whatnot, again, apologies. Continue on with my story. Recently, we got a dog in which we are sort of puppy sitting for the week, and I was hoping to get this video out on Christmas Eve, but that wasn't going to happen because this dog demanded a lot of my attention. I love him. His name is Hobo, and he is a great distraction. He will look at me, and I'll look at him, and then he'll need to go to the bathroom, and I'll have to take him out to the bathroom. He'll want to walk, and so I'll take him on a walk. He would want to play, and so like I have to give him like playtime. So like very, very effective distraction. I wasn't able to draw for more than maybe like 30 minutes at a time before I had to like pause and then focus on Hobo. Well, I didn't had to, but I wanted to. And another thing is that I miscalculated when I flopped onto my bed, and when I flopped onto my bed, I banged my head on my side desk, and so I have like a huge bump on my head now, and it hurt. And every time I had my glasses on, it would be touching the bump on my head, so I didn't want to wear my glasses. Not to mention these glasses that I'm wearing right now, they're my spare because I broke my other pair of glasses, which made me really sad. I really like those pair of glasses. They were with me for years. These new ones are really heavy and they don't properly fit my face, so they constantly slip. So for the past like 2 days that I was drawing this drawing, I basically did it without my glasses. So I just got real close to my tablet looking thing and was just like, yeah, this looks right. And I think I did a pretty good job for like not using my glasses. And if you don't know, I have horrible eyesight. Like I can't see more than maybe like four inches in front of me before it starts getting like really blurry. So yeah, that was a struggle, but I've gotten used to it. Oh, and I want to say this now, in the future, I'm definitely going to make a video of some sort where I just talk about all the times that I broke my glasses, because those are interesting stories. Like the ones that I just recently broke, I have no idea how they broke. I was literally readjusting them on my face and they broke. I have like 3 other stories in which my glasses just break. So that's going to be a video. I could practice like drawing glasses or whatnot, or character faces. So expect that sometime in the future, sometime in 2021. Oh, I was rambling again. Basically, this whole part over here was me just drawing the outline. Draw the sketch, put it on a sketch layer, draw the outline on top of it, and oh my goodness, once again, I hate those circles that came from the ornaments. I kept going over and over and over and over and over again trying to get like a good circle, and then once I got one that was decent enough, I just copy and pasted it because I wasn't going to deal with it again. So that's that. Okay, so here's where I'll start explaining the other stuff that I did, now that we're past the sort of outlining sketch. Having made the outline of the wreath Christmas plant looking thing, since I made that outline black, I copied that layer and turned it a darker green color, using the sketch tool, same that I used for making sketches blue. I just made it green for this one. Since I wanted the dark green to be the main color instead of the black outline, I put the green layer above the black layer. I did lower the opacity to let the black sort of see through, as well as erased a few of the green lines so that the black lines could pop out. I also used the soft erase tool to erase a few parts to make some locations more black or green. As usual, I already picked out a basic color scheme, adding as I went once I started shading. I wanted red ornaments because that's what I have at home. We have like red ornaments on our Christmas tree, and red is a brilliant and staple color of Christmas. It typically symbolizes the blood of Jesus Christ, the blood that he shed on the cross when he was crucified. It also matches very well with green since they are complementary colors to each other. Green, red, yellow, and white are all typical Christmas colors. To me, green symbolizes the birth of Christ or the everlasting life that is just like the evergreen trees. I already mentioned red, and yellow comes from the star that led the three wise men as well as their gifts to Jesus Christ. And white, well, the purity that comes from Christ and the forgiveness of sins. These colors have been typical of Christmas for centuries now, though there have been a few shift of colors. Though it's suspected that it really got solidified in our modern day due to things like holly, poinsettias, Santa by the Evergreens, and Coca-Cola. I found the Coca-Cola bit like really interesting because I wasn't expecting it, but hey, what works. Oh, and I was debating on like having a green bow and a white bow, but I ended up with the white bow because it seemed a bit more cohesive and I love symbolism. And the real reason why I chose this for my next practice drawing. Christmas is indeed my favorite holiday of the year, so of course I wanted to draw something for this video. Christmas time it is. But I also wanted to practice something, so I chose to practice lighting and the glow effects. First, I put the base color for the lights on their own layer. Then I copied that layer and used the Gaussian Blur, I believe that's how you pronounce it, to start the illusion of a glow. I also used a Soft Airbrush tool to add more of that glow illusion. I went in with a slightly darker tone with a small shift towards orange to create a bit more depth. Then I added another layer using the tool Add Glow before coloring a lighter tone with a small shift towards yellow so that it'd be brighter in the middle spot, giving the illusion that the glow was coming from the middle of the lights. Then I added a bit more of a soft airbrush on that layer. I also put all of these light layers into a folder together to make it easier to organize without me having to scroll through layers and layers of lights. Also, hooray! I figured out how to do that blending shading thing that I was mentioning last, video. Yeah, it's late. I don't know why I'm recording late again. Basically, you have to use the paintbrush tool. I use the opaque paint... That's so difficult to say. I used the opaque paintbrush tool. Basically, I created a new layer for various shading parts, and I chose 3 or 4 colors. For example, the ornaments. For where the light hit the object, I chose a lighter tone with a shift towards yellow, and the shading came from a darker tone with a shift towards the cooler colors, so towards pink. These shifts in tones and colors help create more depth than simply saturating or desaturating the same color. I had to focus on where the lights were hitting the object, so this was a really good shading and lighting practice for myself. I still have work for improvement, but I'm pretty happy with the results I got, especially with those ornaments. I'm like, look at that. Like, I'm pretty proud of myself on that. I'm not sure if you guys could hear it, but like Hobo is snoring. He's just listening like on the ground right now. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, he sleeps in my room. I don't know. He likes me. Anyway, continuing. With the bow, I added a few extra things instead of just shading because the bow had a different texture than the ornaments did, as well as the star. I used the select tool and grabbed the bow, and then I went into the textures file on the right, and I tested a few textures out, but canvas seemed to be the best looking in regards of what I wanted, sort of like, I don't know, a cottony looking thing. I put it on low opacity to make sure that the white could still be easily seen, and I added a bit of like a yellow gauze spray on the edges because I felt like it. And I lowered that opacity as well so that it wouldn't pop out too much. I just wanted something subtle. And while that's basically everything that I can think of right now, the only things that I did left was darken the background a bit, added some shading layers to sort of darken the surrounding corners. I also placed a bit more of the airbrush lighting around the middle to make that pop a bit more. And I used the text tool to write out John 1:4 from the Bible. The picture was looking a bit uneven, very weighted onto one side. So I figured writing a Bible verse in that dark space would fit really well. And I chose John 1:4. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. Because one, I have a value of Christ in Christmas, and two, this was lighting practice, so it made sense to use a verse in which Christ of light was mentioned. And I guess that's basically everything. I think I've already mentioned that, but yeah. Thanks for watching and listening to my rambles again. Have a Merry Christmas. Annyeong. Adios. Bye.